can't do that dread metal show here. And my microphone kind of screwed up my horns there, but I'm doing something, a little interview, a little different. We have some guys you will recognize, most notably these two guys are right there. I'm sure most of you will recognize those two from Bravura.
Howdy.
And I have here 3 CEOs of Limitless Kicks, and they have designed these awesome sneakers right here.
Let's go.
Bravura sneakers. I do believe this is probably the first band in Erie to have their own sneakers. Do you know anything about that one, Stephen?
I think we are, yeah. Has Rob reached out to you guys?
You did have a few guys. Yep. There were a few guys from when you had thrown out that post on Facebook when we got them in that did contact me, but I'm pretty sure as of right now, at least from us, you guys are the only ones, which is really cool.
All right, I'm gonna ask you, John. How did you get started even doing this?
Honestly, it was more of an idea than anything. Last April, I came across a post on Facebook that was geared around submit designs for custom shoes, and I've always had a thing for fashion and shoes and guys fashion, especially. There's not really a lot of choices for us. Everything's kind of the same, plain. So I was like, this would be cool to design my own pair of shoes that people they would wear.
Yeah, sure.
Sent the idea to the design team on Alive Shoes, and they responded back pretty quickly. You originally have a timer for 30 days. You have to hit so many pre-orders, and we hit that pre-order status in 6 days, I believe.
Oh wow, that's
so it took
pretty
a month,
quick.
and that honestly, it was such a crazy way that blew up. I had a feeling we had something a little more than a brand of shoes, because our whole thing with Limitless Kicks, and my thing has been bringing together multiple and different walks of life. So when that the whole way this got started was I just put up a post on Facebook about using bands' music to make kind of commercials for the shoes, because big bands, if you put their our artists who are on the radio will say, mainstream stuff like that, you put their stuff on YouTube and Facebook, it gets muted out because we don't have rights.
Oh yeah.
So I always have had a soft, a place for live music, for local bands, for other artists who have a hustle and want to make something or making some kind of art. I've always had a soft spot because that's what we want to do and that's what we've done. So I put up a post and asked for artists who were down with getting their music out there, and Steve was one of the first guys that jumped on it and was like, "Hey, check our page out. If there's any way we can do this," and I loved it, and it blew up. And then he just happened to we had a vegan shoe out at the time, and he went nuts and said, "Dude, you guys have a vegan leather slip-on." This is all. And then I heard the music. I hadn't heard these guys at the time, but then I searched on the page, listened to the music, and my brain exploded. I'm like, wait a minute, this guy who's singing this music just told me that he wanted a vegan shoe.
He called me right after that.
Dude, I called you guys, I called RJ. It was
sounds like you just got done sacrificing a goat.
It was so awesome. So that happened. We put up the song. Steve was so receptive the whole time. It was nothing but love and support, and honestly, here we are. So that you guys would do this, I just thank you guys. I know we're not supposed to shake hands in quarantine time, but that you guys would just like I said, this is the first time, and driving up here, and for you too, Jay, this is the first time I've met you guys in person. We've been talking for literally a year. We've had a relationship. We've developed something fucking awesome, and I hope we can swear here if that.
Oh yeah, that's quite fun. That's quite fun.
I should have asked that.
Yeah, a little late now.
We've come up with something that's that awesome, and this is the first time that we've met, so that you guys are that open and that cool, and you have this mindset that what we want to do with this company to just bring together people that would never we exist on the same planet, and we may have never met each other otherwise, and it's mind blowing to me. So that, I guess, is where it all started and came from. And these two are my right and left hands. This is one of my best friends, Tony, and RJ is a partner that I've worked in other businesses with, and we've been business partners for a long time. And these guys actually approached me when I put it up, same time that I hit you guys up, and they said, I don't know what this is yet. I don't know what this could be, but there's something here, and we want let's ride. And now, dude, here we are. This is awesome.
So how was your reception with doing the sneakers? Did you have any doubts, or?
Oh no,
because I know you really take care of a lot of the merch for the band.
To me, I saw it as an untapped market. There's not a whole lot of bands that do it, but the ones that do really succeed because everyone's like, hey, what bands have shoes? Nobody, but except for this one. Oh yeah, I'll snatch that up real quick. So.
I've found Slayer shoes out
exactly.
there before.
Or hell yeah, Iron Maiden. Right in the same.
Look, hey, that's what it's all about.
Slayer, that's very true.
Yeah,
it's the bigger bands for sure.
I literally had Slipknot shoes when I was in high school.
So did I.
Right.
So, there you go. Yeah. So, to me, I was like, it seemed like it kind of disappeared. Just bands having shoes. So I'm like, well, if I can get something started, these are my guys. Let's work on something, and it's succeeding.
Yeah, very good idea. Actually,
never thought a little local band would have shoes.
That's crazy.
Speaking of succeeding, I know you guys are making a lot of power moves. I've talked about you with this. Personally with you, and you're making a lot of the right moves. I see big things happening.
Thank you.
So how's that all going with the coronavirus thing going on?
Obviously, it put everything at a standstill as far as playing shows and touring. That's the obvious part. But in hindsight, it allowed us a lot more time to finish this record and perfect it. You know what I mean?
Right.
This all sucks right now. It really does. But every single band that I'm friends with or that I listen to, they're all of a sudden a lot more creative. Mainly because they're fucking bored to tears.
Absolutely.
There's no other choice. But when this is all done, when this is all blown over, we're going to see some of the best shit from our favorite bands out of here. I swear.
Yeah. So, I've already been seeing a lot of releases coming out. And
Sorry, go ahead.
No. Finish up.
I was saying, there's some bands that are delaying album releases. There's some that refuse to, like Trivium just put out their new one.
Right.
They refuse to delay it. They're like, our fans need us during this time. We got to put this out. And I have a lot of respect for that. Because they chose to put it out at a time where they can't really sell their music too well.
Right, absolutely.
So,
it's not going to get the new release date.
No.
Yeah.
All the record stores are closed. A lot of the big box stores are closed.
Right.
Walmart's not going to sell it, so...
Corbin there, you're the new guy in the band.
That's me.
Guitarist extraordinaire.
Can you say that one more time? I just want, I started this new thing when anytime somebody says something nice with me, I ask them to repeat it.
Yes.
I gotta soak it up,
Guitarist extraordinaire, Corbin.
Yes.
I have seen you play with your other band, Resonate, and now you are in Bravura. And, well, what made you join, and how have you been liking it?
You can be honest too.
Well, I'm only in it for pure profit. No, I've been following these guys for a while now, and for the longest time I was like, this like the sickest band in the area, just totally blowing everything out of the water, doing crazy stuff, and I saw saw a gap there, saw some shoes that needed filled, and sent Steve a message. And
No pun intended.
Yep. That's it. But yeah, just sent Steve a message, just like, hey, what's up? If you guys need somebody to learn some songs and
A guitarist extraordinaire.
if you need a guitarist extraordinaire, hit me up. I'm your guy, And started jamming, sending me material, learning it, and one thing led to another, and now I'm here.
Have you been a part of the creative songwriting process at all?
Good question.
So that's always an interesting thing, like coming into a project where
Feel
you're
free
playing,
to chime in, Steve.
you're playing like somebody else's music, and trying to learn it as faithfully as possible to what that person was going for, and then also adding your own kind of like style and flavor to it. So I'd say in my own ways, yes. It's like 90% trying to be true to something else, and like 10%, bringing my own thing into it.
He's definitely brought his own flavor, but he came in at a time where all the material was already established.
Right,
You know what I mean?
understand.
Yeah. So, where he really shines is during the recording and producing process. You know what I mean? He definitely, obviously he's playing previous members' materials or lead guitar solos, but there's definitely the Corbin Fowler flavor in there too. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and once we get past this, the new material, it's mainly going to be him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's always been a
understood.
collaborative process between all of us, but he's going to be like the main guy. You know what I mean?
Right,
So,
sure.
Yeah, I'm just gonna write the whole album there.
I mean, that's gotta be a cool transition and fusion for you guys, though.
Yeah.
To, kind of go through, maybe not a rebranding, but the sound's gonna incorporate your old sound. It
Yeah.
sounds like with your flavor that you're bringing in with new. That's got to be a really cool time to grow.
It's an evolution every time.
Yeah.
Every time.
I've seen quite a few
Exactly,
guitarists
yeah,
myself,
yeah.
and
And every time it changes. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
That person adapts and we adapt to them. So, you know.
It's worked every time. I will say that.
That's right.
With all the lineup changes I've seen,
Yeah.
you guys have pretty much stayed consistent with what you're doing.
But for sure, you gotta admit, Bravura in the Battle of the Suns era and Bravura now, totally different.
Yeah, true. I do still jam that album, honestly, but I do understand exactly what you mean.
Yeah, and that's no disrespect to the previous members. It's just it's so different now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, other than me and Dean, it's been completely different, and it's all changed. You know what I mean? So we've got influences from so many other people now. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but yeah.
That's why it's art, man.
Oh, for sure.
Collaborations between different people. We go through the same thing. Having other people have their points of view on what that art should be in their mind, just like you bringing in a new flavor, even playing someone else's music.
Sure.
You bring your own art, your own flavor
it's
into
gonna
it,
have your
and it
for
it
sure.
evolves. It evolves. You know, it's the way that's why it's called art. You know, it is music, but it's art
For
in
sure.
every other way. You know.
Yeah.
With you guys, do you just design the sneakers, John, or do all of you guys?
I mean, I have pull in with everybody in all designs that I've ever looked at, whether I'm bringing in other people or whether it's me. I take those designs and I ask my team and I ask my family and I throw them. These guys are the first ones that get to see, the first other eyes outside of mine.
Right.
And with my family, too. These guys are the first ones that get to see it. Steve, Corbin, these guys got to see these shoes before anyone else ever did. Which that's why I feel like it's a cool process with the art you guys are doing. It kind of is exactly what led us here. Because it's all right, let me take our art form. Let's mix in your guys' style and art form.
Yeah.
Let's come up with something that we meet on a middle ground in. And now it's this got your style in it, but it's got ours too. Which is, dude, it's just so cool that, different platforms, different mediums, and now here we are. So
To say that John is the the power behind the creative process would be easy to say. It's definitely John.
Understood.
Then there are other circumstances with mine, like actually the shoes that I have on right now. These were, I'd say, 90% me, 20% John, but we did it together. These are the Dundees. Call them Dundees because this is croc skin.
Nice.
So I had John allowed me to have more creative design with these. This is actually, these shoes are probably the reason why I partnered with Limitless, because that process in itself was incredible. Like, John just makes you feel like part of the team, even when you are not part of the team. But everyone that we collab with, John allows them to have that creative process with them. Yes, he does the design, but nothing gets approved unless the collaboration artist or person that we're collabing with approves everything.
Right.
He designs, but they give maybe we want this there, something like that. Though the creative process is incredible, and it's just something that's inviting to anybody with an artistic eye, or it just like he said, all walks of life. It doesn't matter what you're into.
More fun that way.
Right. It's so much more fun. And that's what it's all about, is fun. Enjoying your life, especially during all this crazy chaos and this quarantine. And it's finding the joys, the simple little joys. We all wait for the big shit, but we ignore the small shit.
Right.
Right. And if you can focus on that small shit, sky's the limit.
Dude.
It's limitless.
See what you did there. It sounded like you were working on that. But that's, even still, like, Steve, the process that we went through back and forth when we were doing these. This design is one of, 8 that we came out with for, the front. And, to have you guys with your names on the shoes, I think it's got to be cool as hell.
Yeah, no, they turned out.
But, even still, where those designs started. The first pair that I sent you and was like, so check it out. Here's my idea, which it was like, all right, these are cool. And we were down. But then this came about, I don't even remember really how, and I was like, hey, I got an idea. Check this out. And as soon as you saw it, it was the coolest reaction. I always hope, and that's Jay, to have the say so, and I'll do the designs, but when I see something and I'm a very excitable person. I do everything with passion. My dad taught me to do everything 110% or not at all, so whether it's having fun or getting mad or doing something cool like this, it's 110. So when I see it and get excited, I saw them, was like, all right, that's a badass shoe. But I can only hope when I send off that message or that email that you guys see it and go, holy hell! And the immediate response, it went, that's the one. Yeah. I think there were gifts after that, and eyes were lit up, and it was like, that, forget the other ones, dude, that's it. And we went, okay, we got something here. And it just, that excitement was really what just led it and went, okay, this is what we're going to do. We got something. So,
and it's not just our fans buying them, it's other people that just think they're fucking
right. Understood,
that may have never even looked, and now, and that's what I mean. The fans that you have seen and have come to your music page maybe, or that are seeing or wearing your shoes now that may have never even seen them before.
And vice versa.
And then for us, the people, I know people in Erie. We've worked with people out here. RJ used to run an office out here.
Right over there.
We're all, that's what I mean, we're all from the same place, and we may have never met and come across. Those people may have never might have not across before. And now we have something forget the shoes and the clothes. That's all good and well. That's cool, but we've brought people together.
That's the point.
We have minds, and we have bodies in a room right now that never knew each other existed a year and a half ago. Yeah, that is what blows my mind the most about this. An opportunity, and it only gets, like you said, we're just talking now. This quarantine time gave time to sit and think and build and grow, and it's just so cool. It's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I want to say, you guys will design for anyone. Now I know the Bravura design is going well, but you're open to doing
collaborations. Sky's the limit. If you've got the ideas and you've got that's really what it's about, is bringing networks together. And it's something like you guys said, no other band's got shoes that you can think of. if you would have thought before somebody would approach you and you'd have been like, let's design custom shoes, your mind probably would have never known like what kind of process that would have involved.
Yeah.
And now like it was fun. We had a lot of, we had a good time doing it. It was an exchange of ideas. Like you said, it's getting people involved.
That's it.
But yeah, dude, we'll take anybody who's interested. If we can do the idea and we can find the art, we can find an avenue. With what we do, there's the worst that happens is it doesn't go anywhere.
Right.
The best thing that happens is people take to it like, your guys have, and dude, that response from people, like I said, it's fun when I get excited. When I see other people like love it and get excited, dude, hell yeah. So yeah, dude.
Honestly, when I saw them, I'm like, I got it.
Take my money.
And like I said, it's cool that you get like that pair of shoes, but that feeling that you had when you saw them and were like, oh, hell yeah. Like, that's awesome. And what it means to like, and then I just can't help but think like when this thing does end and you guys are back doing shows and like pictures of you guys on stage or from the stage in your front row when people got your shoes and your shirts and like that feeling has to be so crazy. And
it's unreal,
dude.
It's
and
unreal.
that you guys gave us the opportunity. Like I said, it means it means the world. Like I'm grateful for that.
Thank
like,
you.
Dude, when Steve sent me like originally like a picture of these shoes, I was like, what's going on right now? He was like, this is so awesome. Like, what's happening?
Wait, these are for us?
Like,
Before they were even out, I sent them to Terry.
Right. Oh,
and
okay.
like 5 seconds later, just boom, sold.
Sign me up.
Yeah, seriously. I was like, that's sick.
Dude, and that's like, I don't even know. And that's the cool part too, is like, I love to hear, like what you guys thought, on the outside, being approached about something like that and work. Because I know what my side of it is. I've talked to these guys, but even these guys, like, I don't know what, how your opinions go and what you were thinking the whole time. Like,
the feeling's mutual because when you're an artist looking for a company to partner up with or to endorse, you're just looking for someone to give you a shot. You know what I mean? So really the feeling's mutual, so, and to partner up with you guys at an early stage, and I would still consider us at our early stages too, but to see us both grow together, it's all genuine and
100%.
Yep.
I said, YouTube ain't cutting off. They're not muting your guys' music.
Right,
We're able to use whatever we can, and not yet, and it will be. And that's like, I would much rather keep things. All the big names and the big brands and the big, like all this, they have their stuff. There's so much undiscovered talent and so many awesome ideas that haven't even been given the time yet, just because we're all sitting back on our own saying, how can we do this? How can we do this? Do you put those minds together?
Yep.
Forget it. Like, that's awesome. So,
that was a good question, though, John, asking them, how they felt about you approaching, because, that's where we're at right now, going through, trying to find other collaborations and everything.
If the process works, it's cool. If
RJ
it has things we could do better, like,
he's very, very gifted at reaching out and getting people, sending out the perfectly worded emails and having the connections. Like, RJ's our connection guy.
Right.
He's got connections in everywhere.
It's just the work that's been done over the years that
he put in a ton of work with other businesses and everything, and his name means a lot to those people. And having him involved from the get-go, before I even got involved, RJ was here being his both right and left hand, as John put it. And then I can't say enough about his work ethic and what he brings to the table.
I don't think we'd be sitting here right now if it wasn't for RJ approaching me.
Yeah,
you had never approached me about like the stuff when Limitless Kicks all got started. I probably never would have even reached out to these guys in the beginning. So like, I hope you know that like you're the fire behind to have, and that brings back to like this like-minded group of people and what it adds to like that fire that you guys have, that I see, that art wants to come out, and that those creations, like, that fuels me. So I owe you guys a thank you for like doing what you do, because it's fucking awesome, and it's a lot of fun.
I showed you my affirmations the other day. One of my affirmations were, I will drive the people with or I would drive to see people have the same like mind as myself.
Right.
I'm an energy person, and in the world, you put energy out, it does come back. You just gotta follow that energy. I can remember this. So the first time I met John, we worked in an office together doing sales. We didn't really talk too much. We were on 2 different clients. The first time we actually had our first conversation, I was 3 weeks in, I believe it was.
Yeah.
We were in New Jersey at a conference. I'm walking around, there's like 200,000 people here, and I'm like, all right, so I just gotta talk to people. It's just how this works. And the guy that brought me into the business was just off doing his own thing, and I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm just gonna walk around. I'll see somebody I know somewhere, and I see John, and he's just dancing, and I'm like, there's that energy. All right, cool. So I walked over. I was like, what's up, Chase? He was like, what up, man? What you doing? And I was like, I don't know. Everybody's there with suits. I'm like, I have no clue. The first part of that whole deal, what's his name was there? Larry.
Yeah.
Larry was outside before we went in there. He had slides on, shorts on, like
we're all
jogging
suited up.
pants cut off. And he's going to walk into the conference, and 3 weeks in, I'm like, I'm in a suit. I'm like, I don't think this guy belongs here. I kind of always had that vibe on me. I was like, sorry, this is for the conference. He goes, oh, what's it about? And he's talking to me. No idea.
Got it.
No idea. The guy that owns everything. The reason why this is going on is this guy. And so he's like, oh, this is awesome, cool. He's like, well, good luck with everything. And then, about an hour later, he's up on stage talking, and I'm like, immediately after that, I ran back into John, and he was like, hey, come on, I'm going to introduce you to some people. I didn't know anybody there. There's 200,000 people there. John just knew people through, just networking and stuff like that. And that was kind of where, we bonded, essentially. Yeah. And I can remember last April, I was in Sorrento, Italy. I took my kids on a trip with the wife. I kind of meet her family. She's not over there. I'm in Sorrento. It's beautiful. I look at my phone, and I'm like, what is that? I see Limitless kicks and under John Marchese. I was like, ooh, check this out. And prior to any of this business, I've always had an entrepreneur mindset. I worked with a bunch of music bands, local artists from Philly, North Carolina, actually a couple from Canada, which is pretty neat. And I had a radio show for independent artists. It was just blog talk radio. It was some basic stuff. So I've always had that mindset. I did the marketing for, Red Cup Gang with Rob Spaz. And, so immediately I hit John up, and I was like, dude, what are you doing with these shoes? Like, these are dope. Like, how'd you get into this? Started talking, started mashing minds. He told me to look up Alive shoes. I looked it up. I'm like, I'm not too far from La Marche, Italy.
Yep.
So it's pretty dope. I was like, you know what, when I come back, we're going to sit down and we're going to talk. And I think it was about maybe a week after I got back. Yep. We met up at Starbucks and just talked. And it was like, when I started throwing ideas at him, he was like, oh. He started throwing ideas back, and I was like, yeah, this is it. This is it. This is everything about. I grew up we were talking about it on the way up. I grew up in a all walks of life house. My parents were mentors for the whole neighborhood. Whether it be the seniors for a senior center, whether it be the kids for sports and things like that. So I grew up on helping each other. I didn't grow up rich. I grew up rich in value. That's what I was.
Well said.
And when John's first words to me were, I want to bring all walks of life together. I want every walk of life wearing these shoes. That hit. It was like, that's crazy, because that's what I grew up in. No matter who you were, what you did, my parents gave me an opportunity to be somebody. And I won't go into depth on the conversation we had, but
no, man, that's
when my dad passed away, I got to really I knew who my dad was as a person. One of his big things was he was always afraid that people feared him rather than respected him, and he didn't understand they only feared him because of how much respect they had for him.
Right, totally understood.
And that was huge to me. So, when my dad passed away, and I got to see all walks of life walk into that funeral home from everywhere to pay their respects. It was like, this is what it is, and every bit of my thinking and my mindset turned back to John's vision of putting all walks of life into shoes. So when I got back from Italy, that was my goal. We worked in the same business. It's all mindset. It's all attitude. It's all putting in the work you have to put in. 9 to 5 was never for me, and it never will be for me.
Yep.
I want paid for the work I do. I want my drive to carry my outcome. That's who I am. So it don't matter if it's 10 o'clock at night or if it's 9 o'clock in the morning, or if it's midnight. We're messaging. We're on a Zoom call talking.
Very annoying.
Non-stop.
My kids to bed, trying to go to sleep. 1 o'clock in the morning.
Ding, ding, ding.
It's really great because like we'll be talking about an idea, and we'll be on the phone talking about this idea, and we're like, this is great. We'll get off the phone, and it's like a race for me and John. Who's gonna finish typing what we forgot to say?
Bing, 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 bing. These ideas
and,
too.
And it's cool because like no matter what we come out to, like there's never any like that's a bad idea.
Right.
There's never that's a good idea.
Well, we
What
can
do you think
try to
about
do this with it.
And that's where like Tony comes in huge on that because like I'll throw something out there and it's like in my head it's like perfect. John will be like, yeah, but what about this? And I'm like, okay, I'll think about it. And Tony comes in and be like, yeah, but if you want to fix that, this is what you do. It's the collaboration that we do with everybody else starts here. Right. No matter what our ideas are, we collaborate, and then collaborating with
And then you guys send everything else into it, and we get your whole side of it.
It's just great. So it's like you're bringing not only all walks of life, you're bringing everybody's story into one item.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I mean? And if you have 3 separate stories you can tell out of one item,
That's the whole. There's a saying that says you got to walk a mile in my shoes to know about my life. Well, now I got a pair of shoes that came from all those. So yeah, legit, put them on and like walk a mile in my shoes. Here's the story behind them. Like,
It's like your guys' creative process, making a new album coming out, correct?
Correct. Yep.
Yeah. When between that collaboration of minds and art, like, is it an easy process to make an album?
No.
I mean,
Oh God, it's the hardest thing in the world.
yeah. I bet, man. When is the new album?
What is it or when? When mid-July. So far mid-July. We're really banking on this COVID shit to blow over. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we have a record release tour mapped out, planned, and everything, but tomorrow it could get canceled. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we just don't know.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So as it stands right now, I believe it's from July 17th through the 24th. We're hitting up Tennessee, North Carolina. We're going up and down the states. You know what I mean? So going to have a record release show here in Erie when I'm planning it to be the biggest thing I possibly can.
we might have to be here for that.
Okay. Now, and thanks for bringing that up because that was a good segue. The show, I do know, July 24th.
Correct.
Right?
Yep. Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Now there's no 814 festival.
Correct.
So everyone be sad because there is no 814 festival this year.
24th.
24th.
Yeah.
So your plan is to kind of semi-replace or somewhat replace?
Not replace it because that's too huge to replace.
Make something new?
Not necessarily. My kind of thing was there's a lot of people that go to 814 Fest and that's their one show a year.
Right.
It's such a big deal. You know what I mean?
True.
That it's their one show. And as soon as it got canceled, I looked at my lineup. I said, well, you know what? Let's make this bigger. Let's add 2 or 3 more bands. Let's make this not a festival, but let's make this the one big show that people go to for the whole year.
Back to the area, man.
Exactly.
That's what it's about.
Yeah. So it's by no means a replacement of 814. It's just I want to give someone that one big show this year to go to, and I want it to be my show. I understand.
Understood that.
So I'm willing to put in the time, work, and effort into it. We're just got to rely on this whole thing to blow over, or if it ends up being delayed, we got to make sure it's going to be safe for everybody too.
Right.
So, yeah.
Realistically, what's everybody's thoughts on that?
I'm optimistic, but every single time I say to myself, it can't get much worse than this. You know what I mean?
It's the worst thing to say.
Next thing you know, everyone's wearing masks because it's state mandated.
Next thing you know, people are fucking mutating into turtles.
I have realistic expectations. situations, I mean, I'm optimistic as well.
Yeah.
You know, when it comes down to, you know, our governor is basing us off of Philadelphia and not going by the numbers. And, you know, especially where we're from, like Allegheny County is one of the biggest counties and the most populated counties in Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, our numbers have plateaued.
Yep.
Phillies are
Right.
still growing.
Yeah.
So he's going off of Philadelphia and not, you know, the other numbers of the counties. You know, they said something about May 8th, which is,
Yeah.
6 days away. They're going to try to reopen a little bit.
Yeah, we're
I'm
in the
hoping.
yellow phase.
Yeah. I'm hoping that happens, first of all.
Sure.
But, you know, we just got to be realistic with this. It's all about safety. And, you know, I get that. But, come on. You know, let's
The difference between safety and hysterics.
I think a lot of people are still going to be conservative with it anyways, you know.
for sure.
They're going to open it up. I
need
mean,
to be.
I've got friends with businesses that are saying, like, they're going to wait 2 weeks
Right.
after they say that they can open it just to
Just
watch
to
what
see,
happens.
yeah.
And that's smart, you know.
That is
I
smart.
get that.
Yeah,
I think a
that is
lot of
smart.
people are also going to voluntarily continue to, like, I think the social
Yep.
distancing thing is going to stick
Yes.
for a while.
I agree
Like,
with
that's
that.
just kind of going to be what it is for a bit for a lot of people.
Yeah, people were expecting, like, people were saying, like, I want everything to go back to normal. But we're in a new normal.
No,
Yeah, there
that's-
is
It's
a-
not normal.
Yeah.
You know?
That's,
And, like,
Yeah.
what's great about it is, like, I'm going to start a new segue. I was just thinking about this. Like, you know, our brains always work.
Well, segues
Yeah,
somewhere.
so like I said, we're going to be, like, you know, I'm doing a little cut of a segue. It's going to be Limitless recipes. And, you know, right off the bat, we got to teach these people how to fucking cook a bat, bro. If they get that roll, we won't be here.
Oh, man.
But,
no, this is limitless possibilities. Nothing. None of this would have happened if somebody would have just cooked their damn patty.
Right.
I was gone and told y'all and that was a bad idea. Like, let's be honest here.
Look, it can't be too
The
soon
OG.
to joke about this now. Like, we're in this. You got to find the humor in this situation.
It's funny, though, because John, when this all first started, John said something to me about making a quarantine shirt. Something along those lines. And the first thing in my head was, awesome freaking idea. But then, I'm thinking,
Maybe
probably not the right time.
Not yet.
Not yet. You know, like, and people
We
are
gotta
like,
wait.
making fun of people dying. No. We're trying to make light of
We're making light of
a
a
bad
crazy
situation
Right.
and try to bring a little bit of joy.
Yeah.
You know, but it's like some people take it wrong. Now that's everything. You know, there's going to be a group of people that take shit the wrong way. You know, but
All the time.
it's just it's a shame, but it happens, and it's like, but just a little bit of joy in a time of shit, you know, goes a long way. You know, and not saying that shirt is not going to happen. But
We just got a little bit of
we
different
gotta
planning
wait. We
behind
gotta
it,
wait
you
it
know?
out a little bit to see. You know,
It's
what
a whole
happens
different
with that,
avenue.
you know, but the possibilities are definitely there for sure.
we could have a rhino stomping a bat out.
There
Hey,
it
I'm
is.
down. See, now you're talking. See, that's how ideas are born. But yeah, I mean, the time. If nothing else, like the time, like you were talking about before, Steve. Like everybody got time to sit back and kind of see where we were prioritizing before. Like we were a lot of people were concentrated on work and going here, and now we all just kind of got stuck in and went, really, like, what am I focusing on? Where am I putting my time? And some people looked at it as, I'm just going to wait for that normal to come back, and another group of us kind of come together and went, okay, there is no normal
No, we gotta
anymore.
adapt.
I
Right.
don't ever want to go backwards, so
Yep.
why don't we look at what we can do now? New normal's here, and dude, here we are. Let's
Same
let's
thing
go.
about with
Like,
a rhino.
that's why the rhino came into play.
Exactly.
It's always
Rhinos
forward.
don't go backwards.
It's always forward.
They're slow to start, but when they start, they can't be stopped.
Right.
You know, and
Right.
like that's when he told
Let's
me
go.
the
Here we
reason
go.
behind the rhino logo. You know, that was pretty cool. You know, that was
My
one of
favorite
those
morning meeting,
aha
by the way.
moments. It was
Yes.
pretty
See,
cool.
it
It
all
also
comes
ended
full
up,
circle.
you know, being one of the other reasons why I stepped behind it and endorsed the hell out of it, because it's just about the meaning and that joy. You know, and it's just the same thing when you guys play a show. You're doing that. It's not for money. Yeah, money's nice.
Yeah,
You
yeah. What are
know,
we
money's
doing with
great, but when you look out in the crowd,
Correct.
and you see people singing with you.
Correct.
That's got to be the most amazing feeling in the world.
It is. Yep.
So yeah, the collaborations are open for everyone who wants to move forward, who has a goal and a vision for what the world can be. Like, yeah, dude, we got art to make. We got crazy things to do. Like,
You remember our first conversation?
So do you guys. Like,
remember our first conversation in quarantine?
Just about moving. Like,
it was. I mean, because like what you guys are doing, like you guys are already set. July 24th?
Yeah.
July 24th. You're already set on doing the show. There are bands out there that are like, we gotta wait until this is over.
Let's wait
Even
until
start
July
doing
to
it.
plan a show.
Like you're there. You know, we're in the process of like seeking more out of what we can do.
Yeah.
We're taking advantage of this downtime, and like, you know, people know Andrew Carnegie why? Because he
made something happen
out of a
madness.
recession, he grew.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
big time.
Before that, not too many people knew who he was. We came out of a recession, and he was like, I'm not going to sit and dwell and wait for things to get back to where they are. I'm going to figure out how to work and adjust in this time and adapt. And he came out the other end. Heinz was the same way. And like, you know, you guys are looking to not only like just, you know, put yourselves out there in any type of way you can, but
evolve.
you know, you're looking to evolve in this time. You know,
for sure.
You're putting out shoes. So yeah, you can't make money because you can't do shows, but you can make money off, you know, yourself and marketing your shoes.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And that can be invested right back into making your music. You know what I mean? And you know, we're in the same ballpark. You know, we're not sitting here waiting to get out of quarantine so we can go meet with people.
I don't know.
You know,
I
we're
can meet
obviously
you
here,
on
so it don't
Zoom.
matter.
Let's do
We
it.
can get on a Zoom call with you and just, you know, show you a little, you know, presentation on like, this is what we have, this is what we've done, this is what we can do, this is what you could be a part of. This isn't what, you know, you can do for us, this is what we can do together.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Is your vision where my vision is? You know, and the fact that you're still growing up on it, your vision is right where our vision is.
Correct.
You know, growth is.
That's why I meshed so well. You're an energy guy. That's why it all happened that way.
I mean, the fact that John hasn't met you until today.
Correct.
An hour ago.
Right? So it's like a year relationship with never even meeting each other.
Yeah.
Or even talking.
Yeah.
It was
Outside
all
of
on-
Facebook
yeah,
and
on Facebook. I mean,
messages and back
It's
and
amazing,
forth.
man.
And
That energy went past it. Like, you don't need to even see the person. The energy was felt. You know, like, that's what it's all about, man.
Yeah.
It's too much
And
good to wait.
you could have very well just looked at us and said, "What the hell is Erie, PA? What the hell is death metal?"
Yeah.
You know, you could have shoved us right away, but then you gave us a chance.
No, man,
So-
dude, it's like you said.
Gave us a chance,
You
yeah.
brought it, and that's like you guys gave us the opportunity.
Yeah.
And I always look at all of this as the way that like I don't care what your art form is. I don't care what your medium is. I play guitar as well. I dance. I like to do those things.
Yep.
I'm sure you guys have things that you do outside of your music.
Oh, yeah.
These guys I know for sure have families and stuff. There's so much art and ideas that can be, you know, collaborated with. Like, I just wanted somebody to give me a chance.
Oh, yeah.
So like,
Yep.
hell yeah, I'm up for anybody who's like, yeah, dude, let's jump on this ride. Like, I don't know what it's gonna be, but fuck yeah, let's go.
Yep.
The bags are in the back. Like,
Yep.
yeah, dude, I don't care where we're going.
Yep.
We're gonna figure it out, and who knows? Halfway there, we like take a random left turn and go. We never thought about this before.
Yep.
But we weren't sitting here. We weren't waiting.
Yeah.
We weren't.
Can't wait for it.
Let's just
Gotta
plan
do it.
for what? No, dude. You want to do an interview? Yeah. What weekend works for you guys? Like, you want to get together? You want to put on a show? The 24th, it's gonna end.
Yep.
And if it doesn't, we'll figure it out then.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
we're not stopping, dude. So
Correct.
yeah, I'm in that mindset because I feel like everybody in the room and maybe a lot of people that are gonna watch this, like everybody started from some form of the bottom, where you got some kind of bottom that you know is in your head or in your energy or a story or a place you came from. That can be heard. There's so much room that people have that they think they've got to be on this pedestal to bring that out, and they don't. Like, just do it. Just make something. Let somebody hear, because someone's going to hear what you guys do and go, damn, those guys are killing it. I want to do this too. And who knows? Like, you could spark someone to play guitar or sing or play music that may have never done it before, and watched you guys do it, and we're like, oh damn, they can do it and it looks awesome, so I can do it too. Like, and that's just, that to me means that's everything.
That's honestly the best feeling.
That's it, dude. That's all of it.
Like you get to a certain point where you know when something means to you, like seeing somebody else who maybe hasn't had that experience before. that's like as good as it gets.
They catch
really.
it, and they might not have your vision, but they've got a vision now.
Yeah,
and like,
yeah, for sure.
You were part of that fire that
it
got
does.
sparked.
Like it changes your life. It really does. Like I think all the time, like what would my life be without all of this? You know, like like I don't even know if I'd still be here. Like what's the point? You know, like this shit gives me something to live for, like beyond myself,
beyond me.
You know, and that's what it's all about.
I love it.
Yeah, and what's crazy is like when you put in that energy and that time, you don't realize the inspiration that like you're putting out there. Because like to be honest, like if you didn't play guitar, you didn't sing. Like I listened to that. Like I went from listening to singing Mariah Carey in the shower to like air guitar in the shower. It's but being honest, like
RJ singing Mariah
I
Carey.
can't.
You'll never erase it either. But no, but being 100% honest, like music is inspiring. It gives off an energy of more than just sound. Like if you just hear it for sound,
You're missing it.
you're missing the point. There's a story to be told in everything, and like all the way down to the lyrics that are being sung, to the guitar strum, like just hearing it, like especially when you hear a solo, you're just like whether it be an a cappella solo of somebody singing, you're like, wow, this is crazy, or you're hearing the guitar solo. It's like that energy it brings is just like it just bam, it's hitting you right there. It's crazy. It just brings that energy, and you look at like. All pun intended. John wants to bring all walks of life together. You walk in a shoe. That's what we do now, right? And doing that, like your guys' music, whether you grew up in I grew up in Northside. I grew up listening to rap my whole life. My brother listens to country music, so I hear it. I can sing every country song. Growing up, I kind of separated myself as being an individual. I didn't want to be like everybody else. I started skateboarding, I started listening to different things. And I didn't do it because other people were doing it. I did that stuff by myself. I skateboarded for the longest time by myself.
I can definitely connect with that one.
My creative mind was always there. I actually, I used to draw comic books. Horrible comics, by the way. It's pretty dark. But I did all of that because that's just like where my mind went. So I'll listen to anybody's music and take it my kids, some of them listen to your Travis Scott's, your newer style of music. And for me, I grew up on Tupac or King, that underground Tech Nine, that was like my whole. That was my upbringing. That's what I listened to. That was what got me pumped. And as I grew up, I evolved. And I started realizing if they're putting the work in, there's a story behind the music. We got to listen to it, hear it. And that's kind of where I was at with it. And coming up in the family of all walks of life, and John's vision of all walks of life, getting to see you got you guys making your own shoe through Limitless Kicks. You got Martyr Gaming. It's a gaming system, and it's a streamer who's going to be promoting their stuff. You got the models, tattoo
Suicide
artists,
Girls and tattoo artists and other musicians and different
other musicians. And what's crazy is if you look at the core of it, nobody's different. They all have ideas, they all have energy, and they all want to grow. Yeah, the sound may be different, the look may be different, but you got to respect it. You got to respect the full circle. And you guys are only going to grow and get bigger because of the work you're putting in. And when you have other people from the outside willing to come in and help you put work in, together that growth only goes.
I think it was the coolest part about working with musicians with something like this, to design something is putting on your guys' music in the background while this is all happening, and feeling the energy you put into your music, and taking that and interpreting that into a design of something is it's so cool.
Yeah, the collab is the reason why I actually downloaded your music.
Yeah.
And I just want to say thank you for lifting music. I put that. I'm in the zone when I lift, man. So appreciate that, by the way.
Yeah. Awesome. I'll say when this new one comes out, that'll make a lot more sense.
I love it. See, that's what we were just talking about before, though.
Yeah.
We're ahead of what you guys got going on right now. The mindset is what's coming. So when it happens and it hits, then everyone's like,
oh
shit, that's what that.
It
makes sense now. Yeah, dude, but we're sitting back going, yeah, like 6 months ago, we had that idea. Now I'm so glad it went down that way. Yeah, man.
I'll tell you, and I'll tell everybody here too. Like, if you like the Battle of the Suns record, awesome, but sorry, sounds nothing like it.
Yeah.
Right.
If you like the Curtiston single, awesome, sorry, sounds nothing like it.
Oh wow! Wow.
It's a whole other level.
This is a whole new level. This is disgusting, dirty, grimy side of Bravura. You're gonna love it.
I can't wait.
What is the album title going to be?
Bury Me.
Bury Me.
Bury
Okay.
Me. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Very personal record. You know, it's going to be. You guys will hear it and see it too as soon as it comes out.
Love that name.
So, yep.
Can't wait.
Yep.
Very personal, as in something I might know about that occurred in your life.
Oh yeah. It's.
I got you.
Yeah, I'll come out and say it. It's about the loss of my father, and I feel for you. You know, I 100% know your pain. You know, you and I can talk about that. It's about the loss of my father. That was the worst thing that's ever happened to me. You know, the worst pain of my life. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
Lost mine in '90, dude.
Exactly.
So I totally understand.
You know exactly where I'm
dude.
coming from.
Yep.
Yeah. It's not a suicidal record. It's just the feeling of wanting to be put in the fucking ground and just dead. You know what I mean?
You're right.
You know, just
gotcha. Yeah.
you know, not to scare anybody.
It does
or,
put you there for a minute.
For sure.
It's an energy that comes out of that.
Yeah.
You gotta have the dark for the light, you know?
Yeah, right.
People are all positive and sunshine. I'm like, I don't trust people like that. You gotta have both sides.
Wait a minute, where's the dark side?
Exactly. I don't trust people that don't have a dark side.
Yeah, there's at least got to be some gum stuck under there or something. Give me something.
Like, I know it exists, and it's probably so dark that like that's why it never comes out. Like it's, you know, those are the people I distrust the most.
I love it.
Yeah. This whole thing will put the goosebumps in you. It'll make the arms, you know, not the arms. It'll make the hairs on your arms stick up. You know, that's 100% what we're aiming for here. So you just get ready. Yep.
I've never heard bad Bravura, so I expect that it will be very good. And I do know the playing skill of the gentleman sitting next to you.
Can you say that again?
Yeah.
One more time. Yeah.
Corbin fucking rules, man! Corbin rules!
There we go. That's more like it.
That's awesome.
All right. Well, I guess we've been talking for quite a bit here. I guess we'll kind of wrap this thing up. Is there? Well, first of all, you guys all have social media pages and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm guessing that's Limitless
Go
Kicks.
for it. Yeah, it's Limitless Kicks 8. If you at Limitless Kicks 8, you can find it, or just searching. I actually found out a couple days ago, if you just Google Limitless Kicks, it's like the whole first page. So that kind of blew my fucking mind. I was not expecting that at all.
That's cool.
But yeah, at Limitless Kicks 8 should find everything on like Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and YouTube, and then the Martyr Gaming and the stuff with these guys and the other bands. It's all intertwined
Very
on
soon.
there. LimitlessKicks.com. Good call.
Limitlesskicks.com.
Yeah, look, I forget because it's still in the works, but that will be here soon.
Are you guys on Instagram and Twitter yet too? Or?
Yes.
Instagram,
Yes.
Everywhere.
Okay.
YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I changed my LinkedIn profile. It's on there too. So anywhere someone wants to hunt, they're going to see that logo. And
Okay, cool.
MySpace will still around.
we'd probably be on there too. Yes.
And you guys, I know you guys have the Facebook. I don't know.
Yep.
You guys on Twitter
Instagram.
too?
No, not Twitter, just Instagram.
Yeah, Twitter sucks.
We stopped for a while, kind of trying to use it as like a quote of the day kind of thing to like bring in, just a different avenue. But dude, there's so much. I would much rather see you guys on, Spotify and YouTube than Twitter.
Yeah. Social media, Facebook, Instagram, music's on Spotify, iTunes, Google, Amazon, all that,
All right,
So,
all right.
Let's go.
You guys keeping up with Bandcamp at all?
Yeah, we, Battle of the Suns is on there, too.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do know that. Yeah.
Never put Curtison's on there, don't know why. But, yeah, obviously the new one will be on there.
Right,
So,
right.
It was very easy to find you.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. We're on a lot of platforms, yeah.
Right.
So,
I always like to mention Bandcamp because I know most of the money goes to the artists. So.
Yeah, a big chunk of it.
Yeah.
So.
Anything else from anyone before
Thank
we
you.
wrap it up?
Thank you guys
Thank you.
very, very much. That's about
All
it, guys.
right.
I appreciate you guys having us, and I hope you guys all enjoyed.
Yep. All right. Keep it heavy, everybody. I can't do my horns because I got a microphone in my hand, so that's what you get. See you later.